Ahoy, ahoy, everybody, and welcome to 742 Evergreen Terrace, the Simpsons podcast, where this week we are discussing Episode 7, Call of the Simpsons. Roll the intro.
Why do people run from me?
I am smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
Eat my shorts.
Where nothing can possibly go wrong. Homer, I gotta go upstairs. There's a problem. Somebody ate part of my lunch.
They taste like burning.
You don't have to be careful. I got a gun.
Ay, caramba.
Why, you could wake up dead tomorrow.
Well, I'm talking math, and the other day I was a little affected in your house.
And I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords.
Okay, get up. The last time you'll flop your willy out. Ow! Oh, they're defending themselves somehow. Brandishing your buttocks is only getting me angrier.
I want to see what's going on.
No, Mother, don't look out the window!
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Stupid sexy slander! You're not that brilliant. Good advice.
Nobody speaks German to be an evil man.
Yeah, you're like pina colada and getting caught in the rain.
The cosmic ballet goes on.
Does anyone want to switch seats?
Hello and welcome back to the show, everyone. As I said, we are discussing Episode 7, Call of the Simpsons, this time with us two once again. My name is Richard. That is my friend Tom.
Hey.
Episode 7, Call of the Simpsons, first aired on the 2nd of September 1990. Tom, what happened in September 1990?
I've got February written down here, though.
Oh. Discrepancy. Well, it doesn't matter now then, does it?
I've got 18th of February.
I've got the 2nd of September.
Check that.
Doesn't really matter now because you're not going to have any facts for the 2nd of September anyway, are you?
I am not.
So we might as well just do 18th of February, mightn't we?
Sweet.
So Tom, no, it's fine. Carry on. What happened in the 18th of February?
You sure?
Yep, I'm fine. Let's go with it.
Yeah, I was like,
I will double check after we've recorded this, and I will put the correct answer in the comment in the description. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter now because you're not going to be able to find facts out for September, so you might as well tell us what happened in the week of the 18th of February.
Okay, I will do that. Okay, all right. So not as eventful a week as
the
last time we did this podcast. Anyway, so a couple of things from this week though that did happen. We have a birthday.
I'm sure we have lots of birthdays.
We have somebody being born on this week in 1990. Born on the 16th of February 1990. One of the biggest pop stars currently in the world.
Oh, okay.
If not the biggest.
On the 16th, did you say?
The 16th of
My
February.
sister was born on the 15th.
Oh, really? Okay. So you that was coming to that as well. I knew that. So yeah,
current pop star, I'm assuming, because they'd be in their 30s, right?
One of the biggest pop stars currently on the planet right now, making music.
Adele.
No.
Taylor Swift.
No.
Ed Sheeran.
Nope.
We could be here for a long time.
Well, I'll give you the name of this particular artiste.
Okay.
The name, Abel Tesfaye, otherwise known as The Weeknd.
Ah, okay.
Was born this week in 1990, which makes him 33.
Yeah, that's right.
Old.
I can do maths.
One of the biggest pop stars on the planet, of course. Recently did the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl,
Super Bowl halftime show, of course, yeah. And this week was also the release of one of the biggest albums to ever be released. One of the most important albums ever to be released in this week in 1990. One that would change the scope of music to come.
Are you being serious or sarcastic?
This is very much sarcastic.
Okay. So it's going to be something monumental.
He released this album this week in 1990 with a huge hit, a huge chart hit, which be synonymous with this artist for the rest of his career. That artist.
Rick Astley.
No, that was the late 80s. This artist is MC Hammer, releasing the classic album, Please Hammer Don't Hate 'Em. The one that we all had, right, in the early 90s?
If that's the one with,
Can't Touch This.
Yeah,
then that's the one with that classic song on it.
Soon to be quite instrumental in The Simpsons as well, so...
MC Hammer?
Yeah.
Was he?
Everybody, If You Can Do the Bartman.
Oh, right, okay.
Was basically inspired by Can't Touch This. Yeah. And then later on, I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it, dancers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. That massive monumental hit was released on this week.
What a day for music.
Oh, definitely. MC Hammer.
That week.
And the birth of...
Yeah, what a monumental week for music.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So there you go.
Thank you very much.
Other than that, not really a lot going on.
Very quiet week.
Yeah.
Well, on with the episode. The chalkboard gag reads, I will not draw naked ladies in class. Very risque.
Good Lord.
Right?
And his age.
The couch gag is, they all sit down. That's it.
They all sit down
on the sofa and nothing happens. Really struggling here, aren't they?
The river is running dry.
Yeah. Who would have thought this would become a big thing at this point? Right now, it's like, right, well, either someone pops off or they do nothing.
They're putting...
Or there is no couch gag at all.
Into this.
It's like, wow, like, how would this become synonymous with The Simpsons, It's really crazy.
They haven't figured it out.
There is no Did You Know this week either. So... Bit of a spoiler, but having said all that, you can tell by the fact that they all sit down and there is no Did You Know this week, and not much happened this week, apparently. Not the greatest Simpsons episode, in my opinion.
I don't think it has anything to do with world events happening
this
week.
But it's just kind of a bit... it's a bit of a, foreshadowing aspect, I think. I do not personally think this is one of the best episodes I've ever seen. But
okay, well,
we will see how everyone else feels. By everyone else, I mean him, at the end of this. So we open with Bart and Homer doing garden work in front of their house.
Yep.
Rod Flanders, first appearance, who has Nelson's voice, I've put down. No Todd, just Rod.
Yeah.
Drives by on a ride-on mower. Where's the fence gone?
No, you tell me.
I don't know. There's no fence there for some reason. There's always been a fence up until this point, and now all of a sudden there's no fence there, just so we can have this gag.
Well, it's a cartoon, Rich. I don't think you should expect too much. I also think that Bart doing gardening is child labour. Shouldn't really be letting them do that.
Nah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I think if they're your kids, you can treat them however you like, basically.
Okay.
I made them. They're my children. I can do what I want with them.
Personal property.
Yeah, exactly. Until they become old enough to be their own people, they are mine, and I can do whatever I want with them, whenever I want with them, however I want with them. If I want to make them dig coal out of my back garden, that's what they're going to be doing. Get down in the mine.
That's some great parental advice.
There we go. You are welcome, world. Ned pulls up in his brand new RV. Nice little RV. It looks pretty good. Pretty good. Homer is like, sometimes I get your mail. How can you afford this? So at this point, Ned doesn't earn that much more than Homer. But later on down the line, we find out that he earns a lot more than him.
He makes $27 more than Homer.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Which is nothing, really.
No.
So why are the Simpsons struggling so much with money? Guessing they can't budget very well?
I don't know.
But so he doesn't earn that more. He asks him, how can you afford this? Ned says, on credit. So giving Homer
Risky.
the idea. Yeah. So this will come back in a moment, but we'll move on for the time being. So the Simpsons all decide, well, Homer basically decides that the Simpsons are all going to head over to Bob's RV Roundup. So Homer asks if he has anything bigger than is it the behemoth? Is that what?
Ultimate Behemoth.
The ultimate behemoth.
I'd like to see your finest RV. Do you have something that's better than the land behemoth?
Yes, we do. That would be the ultimate behemoth.
Where is it?
We are standing in its presence. Behold! Didn't she look at this thing? He says, can you men built this? It's a vehicle.
Does it have its own satellite dish, sir?
You can tell your son it has its own satellite. The Vanstar 1 launched last February, just for this thing. That's all.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure that we can afford.
Does it have a deep fryer?
It has 4 of them, one for each part of the chicken.
Yes. How big is this thing? It has its own satellite. That is how big this thing
It's
is.
got a chimney.
It's at least 4 stories off of the ground. It's
Yeah.
huge. It's massive, this thing.
It's got a fryer for every part of the chicken.
Yeah. Does it have satellite TV? Does it? It has its own satellite. Yeah. So it's freaking massive. But they're not eligible for it because of the poor credit of the Simpsons. So this brings me back to my point. If Ned earns only $27 a month more than him, why is his credit so much better than the Simpsons? Because all they can get is a crappy little RV that's basically,
Because they haven't been using credit.
maybe. I mean, I can get why they wouldn't be able to get the ultimate behemoth. I get that. But then something around Ned's size, right? You would have thought they'd be able to get that. I mean, why do they have to have something that's basically like run down and like has weeds growing out of the engine and stuff? But brings me to my second point. Why the hell would anyone ever need a house if you could buy the ultimate behemoth?
True.
Sell your house, buy the ultimate behemoth, and live in that because it's better than your house. And even Lisa says it's better than their house. So sell your house and buy this RV. That's what I would do. I mean, it's better than your house already. Why not?
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, Homer, he doesn't really want this RV. He just wants it to show fans.
Yeah, it's keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
He's just, that's all he cares about, sticking it to Flanders.
But then, why would you settle for the crappy one when you think, well, yeah, sell our house, I'll buy this much better one, and then screw you, Flanders, I don't even have to live next to him anymore either.
Because I'm guessing at this point he just wanted any RV.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to go home. He had the, I don't want to go home empty-handed thing, isn't it? So, but yeah, Homer has no idea about credit and why he can't afford something similar. But he decides to go home with this crappy little RV that is, way worse than Flanders already.
You're still paying a lot for it.
Yeah.
A month, like
Yeah.
$350
Yeah,
a month for this
piece of crap.
piece of crap.
Yeah, but Flanders proving that he's the nice guy that he is. He's a great guy in this early series. It's like, oh man, that's a beauty, Homer. You did a great job there. Nice. Clearly thinking that's a piece of crap. But
Nanders is just a good heart. Flanders? Did I say Nanders? Flanders. Flanders is a good-hearted man.
yeah, and Homer's just like, he's jealous, So, yeah. They decide to go on holiday immediately as soon as they get
Why
there.
wouldn't you?
But, you need to book time off from work and
Forget that.
pack and decide where you're going to go and things like that. But no. Immediately get home. That's it. We're going on holiday.
When you buy
now.
a quality RV, there's no time to waste.
No time to plan. We've got to go now.
That's it.
Which again brings me to my point. Why didn't they sell their house and buy the ultimate behemoth and just live in that? I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, if I could get that for, if I could sell my stationary house and buy an RV like that, I'd just be like, yeah, the hell with it. We'll live on the road. So they're driving down the road, down the highway, holding up all the traffic.
Yeah, because the piece of crap is just so
slow.
Slow and run down.
Yeah, and there's a huge line behind them, and it's beep, 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 beep. The kids play What's That Odor in the back seat.
Everyone's favourite game.
So, Tom, for $1 million, what's that odor?
Firstly, you don't have $1 million.
How do you know? Maybe I have it on credit.
Maybe
I have an ultimate behemoth.
What's that odor?
Uh-huh.
Homer, right?
What specifically?
Specifically, something from home. I don't know. Come on, you like me.
I'm afraid you do not go home with the $1 million today. Thanks for playing. I appreciate that. It is Homer's feet. Is the specific smell.
Lovely.
Which they equate to Animal Farm and sewage treatment plant. So, yeah. So his feet must smell very, very bad. But, yeah, I'm afraid you didn't win today. Thank you very much for playing. Have you had a good time anyway?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Right.
Thanks for coming today, Tom. And we will see you next week on What's That Odor? So Homer, who starts whistling. I don't think he's picking it up.
There you go. Yeah.
Which you'll hear a lot throughout this episode, that song. It's on all the time in this episode. He decides to drive the RV off-road.
That's it. No sat-nav in those days,
Yeah, he knows shortcuts. So this car, this RV, that was struggling on the road and holding up traffic, all of a sudden goes faster than the speed of light when he's driving it off-road at ridiculous speeds. The scenery is just
you need to find the right surface to drive it on, That's all it is.
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently it can't deal with tarmac, but drive it off-road and it's greased frickin' lightning. He does this until the family screams at him to stop, which he does, right on the edge of a cliff. So are we led to believe that had family not shouted at him to stop, he'd just gone flying off the cliff? Yeah. I know it's a cartoon, and obviously that's the script, but he would have just...
I mean, Homer's flying off a cliff.
Not yet, he hasn't.
Not yet, but he will.
But he would literally just murder his whole family in that episode, just like flying off the edge of this cliff had they not told him to stop.
Yeah, it was good timing, huh?
Yeah, perfect timing. So it gives the family enough time to jump out of the RV just as it plummets off the cliff. And that is his, he now still has to pay credit on that RV. They got one drive out of it and it's done.
A sound investment.
Absolutely. He's definitely a canny businessman. So did you say $350 a week?
That's
a week or a month?
A month.
A month.
Yeah.
Okay. So in 1990, that's probably quite a lot of money. So he still has to pay that on something that he no longer owns. So they're now stranded. They're stranded and begin to come up with a plan of action.
But it's fine because Homer is an experienced woodsman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's got it all under control. He says, leave it up to me. He walks through, and then his echo betrays him as he screams out, I've doomed us all! And his echo reverberates right back to the family. And then he gets angry. Shut up! With the echo. So, so Homer doesn't know what he's doing, and he's already admitted that he knows that he doesn't know what he's doing. So why do the family still continue, especially Marge? Marge is super delusional in this episode. Crazy delusional in this episode. Why does she still believe, everything's fine, Homer's an experienced outdoor woodsman, after he's literally just admitted he has no idea what he's doing?
To, reassure the kids, maybe? Not worry them.
I get that, but then she does awful parenting and she lets Maggie just follow them. So she clearly does think that he's still an experienced woodsman. Because you wouldn't let the kids go with him otherwise. You'd be like, no, he's fine. He's an experienced woodsman. You're going on your own. I'm not taking my kids with you.
She knew what she was doing.
We've gone right back to pre-episode 6 Marge, where she's just head in the clouds, absolutely delusional and doolally. Like, she had so much more character in the last episode than she does in this one. In this one, she's just a blithering airhead again for some reason. Yeah. We'll get into that at the end, but it's just funny to watch it. You know, she's like had this arc, and now all of a sudden she's right back down at the bottom again, and it's just like Jesus Christ. But yeah, she has awful parenting, because she just lets Maggie wander off behind Homer and Bart, who have no idea that she's there. You know, she didn't say, oh, by the way, Homer, Maggie's following. She's just like, yeah, that's fine, don't worry about it. It's all good. And she starts sweeping up the forest.
Should Maggie be going with them, Mom?
Oh, I don't think they'll be gone long. And she's in good hands, Lisa.
There aren't any dangerous animals in the forest, are there, Dad?
Well, might be a few, but don't worry about it. If you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone.
It's a deal.
And remember not to act afraid. Animals can smell fear, and they don't like it. Besides, there's nothing to be afraid of.
Right.
A rattler!
Oh, I'm not afraid.
Run, you fool!
You know, it's like I swear, in this first series, she is on some kind of drug. She's either always drunk, you know, that tipsy drunk that mums get sometimes, you know, or she's on Valium or something and just doesn't know what the hell is going on most of the time. And she's seeing pink elephants everywhere. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know, it's a bit more research on that to, you know, to see if that's true. Maybe that's what the producers were going for early on, you know?
I seem to be flying through this episode, so is there anything that you want to talk about, by the way, since, that we've already covered so far? Because I seem to be just flying through this episode.
Well, there is one instance here of Lisa being a nerd.
Right. Oh, yeah, okay.
The handle of the Big Dipper points to the North Star.
Yes.
So there you go. That's when we'll be safe, apparently. Other than that, not really. No. That's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the greatest. Thrilling episode.
Yeah. No B plot either.
B plot is the friends we made along the way.
You can technically say that there is a B plot because they split up.
Yeah, kind of.
I guess.
I mean, but they're together through the whole episode in the same scenario, so it's not that they're going to cut back to Moe's bar.
So we have Homer and Bart with their story. Homer and Maggie as kind of part, but also kind of separate from that as well. And then you've got Marge and Lisa and their story, which pretty much just results in them having a nicer shelter than Homer and Bart. And then you don't see them again until Bart and Homer's story is wrapped up.
No.
Which, again, is very reminiscent of episodes before episode 6. You know, where it's like, no one wants to see Lisa and Marge. So just get them out of the way. Everyone wants to see Bart and Homer. That's what people are watching The Simpsons for. No one wants to watch Marge and Lisa, so...
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's basically what it is. So, yeah, Homer and Bart go off on their own. Homer says he's going to go and, you know, find help. And Marge and Lisa are going to stay there. Marge, terrible parenting, just allows Maggie to just wander off behind them. They don't know she's there.
But it's fine, because... Homer says dangerous animals will leave you alone if you leave them alone. So nothing to be worried about.
And then what happens? Maggie takes her of her dummy, and Homer and Bart freak out because they think it's a rattlesnake.
Yeah, they get scared quite easily by Maggie.
And Bart's like, I'm not scared. And then Homer's like, run, you fool!
Yeah,
so they sprint from Maggie because they don't know she's there. So she is now completely on her own.
And then they fall off a cliff.
They fall off a cliff.
Into a river. Down a waterfall, which probably would have killed them.
Probably.
But this is a cartoon, so we're going to let them off.
Instead, it just strips them naked.
Yeah. Maybe it does if you go down a waterfall with that velocity.
I mean, maybe, but I've never heard of that. I mean, I can imagine it ripping your hat off.
Yeah.
Which it does. Bart's Lucky Red Hat.
Lucky Red Hat. Yeah. That's it.
Second appearance of the Lucky Red Hat? Maybe? I think there's second.
I hope there's more to come.
But there are better appearances of the Lucky Red Hat to come.
Mm.
But, yeah.
And while that's happening, Maggie encounters
what?
Bear. So this is bad parenting again.
So the bear eats Maggie, surely.
And that's it. That's the end of Maggie.
That's the end of Maggie. Maggie's gone.
The whole rest of the Simpsons timeline is them coming
to terms
with their child being eaten by a bear.
Well, you could go even further back and say that they all died when he drove off the cliff.
Yeah.
And this is their Jacob's Ladder story as they're falling to their death, you know? Like all the rest of the Simpsons is happening, which is why it gets crazier the closer they get to the bottom. So the new series is just insane. You know, they're just all over the place. And that's because they're almost close to death. And there you go. Simpsons theory. Yeah. Did you know? There you go. But we cut between Marge and Lisa preparing their shelter, and Maggie being confronted by the bear. She doesn't get eaten by the bear. She puts a dummy in the bear's mouth.
That's all it takes.
And it freaking loves it.
Yeah.
And they both just sit there.
There you go.
So if you ever get confronted by a bear,
stick a dummy
in its mouth.
I'm sure that'll work.
And you will be perfectly safe.
Yeah.
Homer and Bart have their different clothes, because it's not their normal clothes either, you must admit. Apart from the Lucky Red Hat, they have outdoors woodsman's clothes on, don't they? So
yeah.
They have him stripped off. Bart loses his Lucky Red Hat. How does he have it in the future if he lost it? Because he never gets it back in this episode.
Because he buys another Lucky Red Hat.
So
Homer, Marge buys it.
And says, I found it.
Yeah,
maybe. Bad parenting. Yeah, so. Also, this is the first time Homer uses the hat to assume Bart's been killed. It will not be the last time. And it will... it will occur in a much better episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for that school trip.
The bear brings Maggie back to its cave, and then it has a little bear conversation with all the other bears that want to eat her. And it's like...
And they try to attack Maggie, and he stands up for her.
Yeah, he stops them. And he's like, hey, no, check this out. Check this crazy thing out that this little girl just gave me. And it turns out bears love dummies. They're all obsessed with them. All obsessed.
This was researched, obviously.
Thoroughly.
Yeah.
Deep and thoroughly, yeah. Matt Groening knew what he was talking about.
Definitely.
So you can trust this. If, like I said, confront a bear, dummy in the mouth.
I'm sure he was an experienced woodsman.
He must be, yeah. Homer and Bart get dressed and set a trap. There we go. Yeah,
trying to catch dinner.
Yeah, so they tried to catch a rabbit for dinner with a trap. So the clothes that they wear is literally just mud and leaves.
Yeah.
Packed in around their crotch. Yeah. Basically. So experienced outdoor woodsman knows that you can stick leaves to your nuts with mud. So that's good. But the trap where they tried to catch the rabbit genuinely makes me laugh every time I see it.
This young sapling ought to do the trick.
What are we gonna do? Hang ourselves?
No! This is a trap. It's gonna catch us our dinner. Come on, boy.
Shh. Just watch.
Ooh. Aha! Got him! Okay.
I mean, it works.
It's just launches.
Yeah. Yeah. It's airborne. It's still good. It's still good.
It does. It makes me laugh. That is probably the funniest part of this entire episode, and it feels like it should be in a better Simpsons episode because it does just absolutely launch the rabbit. It's great. I do love that bit. But because of that, Homer decides that what he's going to do instead is he's going to go into the bush. He's going to make a lot of noise. And then when the rabbit comes out, Bart steps on it.
Yep.
He goes into the bush. And makes a lot of noise. And then he comes out covered in all these animals that are biting him and eating him.
They obviously saw what he did to the rabbit.
Yeah.
They're out for
Freaking
revenge.
North Star friend.
Out for revenge.
So snakes, rabbits, chipmunk in there, I'm pretty sure. There's probably...
Raccoon.
Is there a raccoon? More than
Maybe.
likely, yeah. So they all just start attacking him.
So we move on to... there's another family in the forest. We're not alone.
No, there are other campers.
No, there are not other campers other than the Simpson family.
Who don't believe that there are any bears.
No.
He's like, won't come out and eat me. And they decide to just steal all the stuff from the baby instead. They steal
the
milk bowl.
That's it, yeah, milk bowl. And a doll and some toys.
Yeah,
as
so
well,
they basically just steal all these baby stuff to bring back to Maggie in the cave.
to appease their new lord.
I was about to say, so is she like their new god?
Sort of.
Because she brought...
People
dummies upon them.
Yeah.
So yeah, they basically worship her now.
Yeah.
So Maggie seems to have a much better life now. She has parents that care about her. She has all of her needs catered to.
That's it.
That bed of bears looks really comfy when she snuggles up into them.
It's very reminiscent of Mowgli from
The Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
Yeah. So Marge and Lisa are doing fine. They're doing good. They've
Set up a fire.
They've built up a little shelter and they've set up their fire and everything like that. But Marge is still super delusional in this series. Like maybe she's on Valium. Oh my god, I actually wrote it down. I made these notes ages ago, by the way. So the fact that I still remembered that is pretty impressive. Lisa isn't much better because she doesn't question her on this fact. She also heard what Homer said, but she's just like, yeah, I'm sure you're right. Everything's fine.
As I said, this is not the level of intelligence, Lisa, that we will get later on.
Or have had previously.
No. But, we're still ironing out the creases. Is that the word? I don't know.
Just trying to give her some kind of personality, really, more than anything. Meanwhile, as I said, Maggie curls up in the nice little bear bed. She looks really nice and comfy. And Homer and Bart are freezing their asses off, chittering teeth, lying on the cold floor with their mud pants, just really struggling. The outdoorsman has no idea what he's doing.
And you've got the wolves howling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, it's not looking good. I think that they're probably going to die tonight as well. So, but we get to the
bleak episode.
Yeah, well, should be lots of death. We get to the next day, and we start with Homer's famous Sasquatch scene. So, he's going to get some honey from a beehive for breakfast, and he puts it in his mouth, and he's like, whoop, 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 and he starts getting stung in his mouth because there's loads of bees in the handful that he puts in his mouth. Why can't he see the bees?
Because he's not very intelligent.
I'm assuming because he had I'm not very intelligent, but I can still see things. Like, you don't have to be intelligent to see stuff. I don't know,
maybe he's just blinded by his need for food. I thought, this will be fine.
Or he had a really bad night and he's just like,
I don't know.
Cataracts or something, I don't know.
And
And he runs off to try and find water, and Bart's like, oh, water is that way, man. So he sprints off, and we cut to a nature document, not a nature film
photographer.
He's filming a deer in the mud, and then Homer jumps through the bush, scares the deer away, lands in the mud, covers himself, comes out. So the guy that recorded this is an idiot as well then. Because how did he, A, not see him jumping into the mud in the first place? And B, how can he not tell that that's mud, not fur?
Because this is a cartoon.
Oh, stop giving me that excuse, Tom. Come on. What are we even doing here? But
I
yeah.
don't know, Rich. I can't answer this question. The mud sticks to him?
Yeah, but
And I don't know.
the animal
It's
photographer,
not very plausible, is it?
he basically just starts freaking out. Like that because he thinks he's captured Bigfoot, Sasquatch, you know. But like I said, he's filming this. So surely the camera should pick up Homer jumping through the bush in the first place. So they just ignore that to begin with, primarily.
Yeah.
And how can you not tell that it's mud? He literally just jumped into a massive puddle of mud. But yeah, because it's covered from head to toe, apart from his face and his belly and his hands, apparently he thinks it's fur. And it's Bigfoot. So there's a massive hoopla. All the Bigfoot hunters arrive in the park to you know, because they've seen it on the news. It got released on the news, so even the media couldn't tell that it was just a fat man jumping through some bushes, apparently. But then the media just wants a story, I guess. So I could forgive them a little bit more. Yeah. But yeah, so the media has a hoopla, and all the Bigfoot hunters come out. And then we finally see Marge and Lisa again. Just found. No backstory. Just like, oh, you know, you're lucky we found you when we did, you know. So, like I said,
You jumped forward a little bit here.
Have I?
Yeah. The Kent Brockman guy turns up.
Yeah.
Well, he's got Kent Brockman's voice, but the character looks different.
Yeah.
Saying, was it $5,000 to anyone who captures Bigfoot?
Yeah, I said that.
Did you?
I said it was on the news, yeah.
Yeah, and this is such important news. He goes, we now return you to the president's address.
Yeah, which is already in progress.
Yeah, so this is obviously much more important than
Yeah.
the president.
Well, Bigfoot exists. Do you not think that would be a big thing? You know, that we actually have proof that Bigfoot exists? Do you not think they'd cut away from that? Because they clearly believe that this is Bigfoot, and it is proof.
Is that? I mean, I don't know if that'd be as big a news now that they actually found Bigfoot. Well, they didn't find Bigfoot, did they? They just found Homer Simpson.
Yeah, but they believed that they found Bigfoot, don't they? I mean,
yeah.
even till the end, but we'll get to that in a minute.
I mean, they're very quick at setting up, you know, the merch stand.
That's what I'm saying. It all happens very, very fast.
It all happens very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The special Sasquatch burger or whatever they got going on there, you know, it's all very quick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a whole fair has arisen.
Get your photo taken with Bigfoot.
Yeah, the whole fair has basically popped up overnight. Well, not even overnight. It's like the same day, like, right? It's like the morning. It's just all of a sudden picked up.
Yeah.
So
as you were saying, sorry before I interrupted you, the park ranger finds Marge and Lisa.
yeah, you're lucky we found you when you did. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then the running gag starts.
Yeah, Marge is shown the newspaper about there being a Sasquatch in the area. She says, "That's not Bigfoot. That's my husband." Or, you know, "That's my husband."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
I married
Bigfoot. Yeah. So,
his name isn't Bigfoot. His name is Homer.
call me Homer. You know, yeah. And then, what's his favourite meal?
Pork chops.
Pork
chops are plenty.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of newspapers come out.
I think this is a bit overkill.
Yeah.
I think if they done the one gag,
Yeah.
it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But they went to the well.
They did it. Yes, they did it 3 times.
Yeah.
And again, this all happens in one day, in one morning, because they're interviewing Marge, whilst all these headlines are coming out. Apparently,
I'm guessing these headlines are later on.
Yeah, but
The same day, they're later on over the coming days, right?
But then the ending would go against that, right? Because they literally catch him in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a comedy effect, isn't it?
I guess,
It's
yeah.
a hypothetical,
But yeah,
headlines.
I do like it when the bears show up
Hey, get those bears out of here. I'm trying to do an interview.
No bears. We're taping all bears off the set.
And they're like all aggressive and angry, and he's just like, "Get those bears out of the shot!"
Yeah,
it's like, shoo.
He's not intimidated.
No, and they're just like, "Oh, okay." And they just go.
Yeah, he's a badass.
I did find that quite funny. That, you know, everyone's like, "Bears are really scary," and this guy just walks up and goes, "Bugger off! Get out of the shot!"
Sure.
Yeah. I thought that was quite good. So there's two good gags.
I put bears for some reason listen to this guy.
Yeah, they just leave.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all right then. Sorry.
And Maggie's on the back of one of the bears.
Yep. So again, bad parenting.
Yeah.
Because Marge doesn't see that. Oh, that's my baby on that bear. You know. Or she's just all washed up in her own hype. Homer and Bart, they're walking through the woods. Bart's asking Homer something, I can't remember. Are we there yet or something? And he's like, no.
Yeah, he did it in the RV earlier.
Yeah, are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No.
Yeah. One thing I've got written down here is, why can't Homer get the mud off? Why can't he wash it off?
Because apparently he can't find water.
He can't find water. You know, he's already been to... Did they go to water?
They fell off a waterfall, didn't they?
So, yeah. They lost that already.
Yeah.
They can't find that big waterfall again.
No, so...
They lost their tracks.
But the other thing is as well, is that obviously mud dries.
Yeah.
And then anyone who's ever been muddy, when it dries, it just starts to flake off anyway. Yeah. So the fact that it's still brown and still in this perfect shape around him is a little bit weird. But again, you should be able to tell it's not fur, it's mud. But anyway, they're walking through and they stumble across the bears and Maggie. They leave her.
No, she tells the bears to leave.
With her, is what I should say.
Yeah, she tells the bears to leave.
Yeah, then she's got to go now. And the bears are very sad. Oh. Sitting there, they're sulking, they're like, and then you got the one who's sucking on the dummy still. But Homer's still like, you know, nice bears, easy bears. And Bart's like, see you later, bear guys, and stuff like that. So Bart gets it as well. Bart knows that they're all chill and they're all good. Everything's fine. You don't need to worry about it. Then as they're leaving, they stumble across the crowd. And Homer is hunted and shot with the tranquilizer gun.
Yep. Trapped in that.
Yep.
Dart. Where does the dart?
In his buttocks.
Yep, in the butt.
And, yeah, big.
But in the butt.
That's what you'd aim for, though, wouldn't you?
Big. Well, for tranquilizer.
Yeah, with tranquilizer gun. I mean,
I guess so. You wouldn't aim for the head, would you?
No, it just bounce off, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or would it? Maybe it would stick. But that wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I'd aim for the bum. Big gluteus maximus. You know, because it's going to go in there. It's going to stay, isn't it? You know. So. But then I like this bit. So.
Dad! Oh, Dad!
Avenge me, son. Avenge my death.
So Bart's like, Dad, no! Yeah. And he's like, avenge me, son.
Yeah.
Avenge my death. So I like that bit as well. That bit's good. They make it all dramatic. And he's like, and then he just starts snoring. So, which is good. Anything you want to talk about before we move towards the end? Nope, fair enough. We cut to Homer in a cage in a lab, and they're feeding him pork chops, and he's just eating them like an animal.
Like some sort of animal.
Yeah, asked if they have any applesauce. And apparently the results are inconclusive. Not quite sure how that's a thing. How does Dr. Marvin Monroe not recognise Homer as the man that destroyed his business?
Yep, I've got this written in capital letters. Dr. Marvin Monroe, who has met Homer
and the whole family
in capitals,
and that's the family you would remember.
How does he not recognise this guy? Maybe it's because he's in his underwear. Maybe just didn't recognise him with
I think
clothes on.
I think if someone destroyed my business, I would recognise that person.
Also, the same reporter from earlier in the episode is in this scene, and he has a different voice to what he had earlier in the episode.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he's gone from a Kent Brockman voice to a completely different
standard
voice.
guy.
Yeah, generic dude voice. I don't know. Bizarre.
So, but none of the scientists can agree whether he's a Sasquatch or not. He's either a brutish human or a brilliant ape.
A brilliant beast.
Brilliant beast. Sorry, yeah. But yeah, so the Marvin Monroe thing. I think that obviously comes to the release order. I'm guessing. But then, having said that, if it comes the other way, how would you not recognise him when he walks in and goes, "You're that Sasquatch dude that I experimented on"?
Yeah, so are you thinking that episode comes after this then?
I'm guessing, but even then it still doesn't make that much sense. Because you'd be like, holy shit,
Ay, caramba!
you're that Sasquatch guy. Either way, you'd recognise him. Yeah. He's either the guy that you captured and, experimented on, or he's the guy that destroyed your business and now you're experimenting on him.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense either way, does it?
No.
Think about it? No. I don't know.
Odd.
Very odd.
Ending of the episode, Marge and Homer are in bed, and we end happily ever after.
Well, she calls Homer my brilliant beast.
Yeah.
Which
is a little insulting, I would say. Because these people are literally saying we don't know if he's human, and then you're just going.
Well, they say he's either an average human being, or a brilliant beast. So, would you rather be an average human being? I'd rather be a brilliant beast.
Yeah, but still,
sounds better than average human being.
But still, questioning my humanity, is a little bit.
Humans are shit. Let's be honest. Who wants to be a human being?
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, we end happily ever after with the little smooching. My brilliant beast. So yeah, we've already made it fairly clear what I think about this episode. What did you make of this?
Thumbs up.
Yeah?
Outstanding.
Yeah? Honestly?
No.
Okay.
No, I watched this more than once.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's hard to get through. Considering how much I enjoyed the last episode as well, this one just... It's one that I remember well. I remember seeing this one as a kid.
I remember it as well, but I remember not liking it that much. Yeah.
It's a pretty bland episode, really. Like the stuff with Maggie and the bears. I think that's probably the best part of the episode.
Probably the only B-plot.
Homer's got like a couple of decent lines in there, but other than that, it's
So there are three standout moments for me.
Oh, go on.
The bit with the rabbit.
The rabbit, yeah.
Because that is brilliant. That would fit in, pinnacle golden era Simpsons. That joke would as well. That's a great joke. The bit where he's like, "Avenge me, son." I like that. And the bit where the guy tells the bears to bugger off, and they do. I like those three bits are standout parts for me, I think. But the rest of the episode is very...
I don't know. I like... We now return to the president's address.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So,
but other than that, there isn't a lot in this episode in way of laughs.
I felt more like than a pleasure to watch.
Yeah.
I think, I'd have those three bits in a highlights reel and then forget the rest of the episode, basically. What did you make of the animation?
It's a bit shoddy.
It is very ropey again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Considering how good the last episode looked.
Yeah, so I have a feeling this is coming pretty early on.
That's what I feel as well. I think that it comes quite early. Still not the first episode.
Yeah, by your tone, I could gather that. Yeah, but I reckon it is pretty early on. Yeah. And again, no Santa's Little Helper.
Yeah, no Santa's Little Helper. And the Marvin Monroe stuff doesn't fit either. And then Marge and Lisa just have no personality again. After the last episode where it was all about Marge and Lisa's relationship, basically. So you had Homer and Bart's relationship, obviously, with the boxing. But then you had Marge and Lisa and their mum-daughter relationship was very, very strong in that last episode. And then in this episode, they have no personalities at all again. And Marge is just... she's off with the fairies.
I don't know, they seem to do better than Homer and Bart.
No, that's not what I mean.
But,
what I mean is Marge is just like, oblivious to the whole world, just like, Mum, Bart broke his leg. That's nice, dear.
Yeah, they
like she's had a lobotomy
They
or
didn't
something.
really stand out. I mean, Maggie probably stood out more than both of them.
Yeah, absolutely, hands down. She's probably the best character in this episode, I would say.
Yeah,
the bears have more personality than Marge and Lisa do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that this comes very early on in the process, where they're still trying to get all the pieces in place. But considering that it came after the last episode, I'm surprised that the animation is so much worse. Because if it came later, they've had more time to work on it.
I don't think it did.
So why do you think it came after the last episode then?
No, this was early, right?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So the thing is that the reason it's out of order is because the animation was so bad they had to send some of it away to be reanimated. Because that's how bad it was. And then they released them in the order that they got them back, basically. So they had more time with this one to get the animation better, but it is worse than the last episode.
There's only so much they could do, or I don't know.
I guess maybe it was so bad. I mean, we still haven't got to the first episode yet, and the first episode is appalling. So you will, so maybe I'm clutching at straws a little bit here, but I just find it a little bit funny. So you think that this comes pretty early, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, something like that. Really early on in the series, along those kind of lines. So, your rating, your score.
Probably about 4, I'd say.
I'd agree with that.
I don't think it's dreadful.
I mean, I could possibly be knocked down to a 3.5, but I think a 4 is probably fair, because there are some bits in it that
I don't
make
want
me
to watch
laugh.
this episode again.
No, me neither. It's one of those ones where I'm a bit like, take out the funny bits and then leave the rest of the episode where it is, basically. Kind of similar to the first Marvin Monroe episode as well. Take out the funny bits, leave the rest where it is. I don't remember finding that episode particularly super enjoyable.
Yeah, of course we know, but Marvin Monroe, he was
never
popular.
Yeah. But I'd agree with the 4. I think that's good. So would you put this towards where would you rate this out of the ones we've watched already? Would you put it at the bottom?
It's going to be near the bottom, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. I don't like being negative.
No, but it's
I want to be positive. I want to see good Simpsons. Damn it.
There will be.
There will be.
See? I mean, I think the last 2 episodes have been pretty good. I mean, Bart the General is one of my... I actually still really like that episode. Last episode is okay, but the B-plot is amazing. And then this episode, it just went down again, unfortunately. But hopefully, it'll pick up for the next time. So, yeah. I think that is us all wrapped up for episode 7 of The Simpsons. Yes, reference. If you've watched our other ones, you know what we're doing. So, thank you for joining me, Tom.
No, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
And
80 my shirts.
That's the one, yes. Let's all eat our shirts.
Yes.
And from me, Richard, thank you for listening or for watching, whatever you've been doing. And I would like to wrap up with good night, Springdon. There will be no encores.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such nature films as Earwigs, Ooh, and Man vs. Nature, The Road to Victory.